These aren't serious tips, right? I don't have any useful information.
Proper serious, really serious.
Don't look at anything besides your watts. Make sure to not take in your surroundings. Don't look at the trees, don't look at the wildlife. This is about misery and focus.
Grinding away, looking at that stem.
Yeah, chew on the stem.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, this is great.
There we are, right. All right.
Fireside chats.
There's the first tip, because welcome to what's going to be, sorry, what's your name?
Yeah, it's still Kiel.
Still Kiel.
Still Kiel.
There we go. We're going to do Kiel's gravel tips. Don't know how many we're going to get through. Don't know how many you've got. We also might include hair cutting tips, because obviously both of us have got lovely locks.
Grade A, beautiful hair. Tip number 1.
Yes.
Haircuts are expensive. Have your kids do it. That's tip number 1. Because once you've got the helmet on, no one can see anyway. Okay, tip number 1 is it's best to get lost when you're out riding gravel, which means be prepared. So I always pack extra goldfish, pepperoni stick, a little bit of pepper spray for in case there's cougars, bears, such. And then, so it's better to have a friend. If you're going to be lost in the woods, don't be alone. Yeah.
Can I ask what goldfish is?
Don't know goldfish. This is like an American kid's staple snack. Yeah, right. I'll send you some. Best ride snack.
So
a little bit salty.
Salty.
Yeah.
Choo-choo.
Yeah.
Best friend. And
don't forget the pepper spray for the animals.
Yes, because obviously over here there's lots of dogs.
Just the aggressive ones, like if a friendly, squirrel or rabbit comes up to you, there's no need to get carried away.
Do you have the cougars are a big problem when you're out gravel riding?
I don't know if it's a big problem, but they're out there, yeah.
Flipping it, because obviously you're in just on the outskirts of Seattle. I bet the gravel riding around there.
Well, yeah, we're out on the peninsula, so Seattle's kind of the other direction across the water, and out there on the peninsula, yeah, it gets pretty remote. The Olympic Mountains are there, and the Olympic National Park, and there's really sort of only primitive gravel roads and trails through there, and even that network is somewhat limited. So when you're out there, you definitely are need to be on your own.
So is that tip number 2? Move your life somewhere where there's awesome gravel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of it though, right? Is it made a bunch of places that were terrible places to ride a bike, awesome to ride bikes now. And so gravel it's not just like a way to kind of connect, new routes. You can build routes that are just that, and there's so many more interconnected sort of, service or auxiliary roads that are just gravel terrain. Number 3, don't do anyone else's version. Do your version. Because I feel like every one of these gravel conversations ends up being about what is gravel? What should gravel be? It's whatever you want. You do you.
Have you got a 4th one? I can hear the cogs
4th
turning.
one. Whatever you think is a good tire pressure, let a few more PSI out.
Really?
Yeah. I'm shocked at how low you can go. I was riding around the other day on the island, just kind of pushing it, to see how low I could get. And granted, the trails there are pretty soft. It's soggy this time of year, and there's a lot of roots, so there's reason to go low on the pressure. And granted, I had some liners in. I was running 18 psi. You're trying to do into bar, aren't you?
No.
I have no idea what bar is.
Because obviously, when you started racing, admit it's road racing, you would have been slamming 110 into them tires, wouldn't you?
130 for sure. I mean, we were on 21 mil tires. It was a terrible idea in retrospect, but yeah, I've just been kind of seeing how low I can go, and
what are the benefits there then? What benefits have you found for doing that?
Traction, for sure. In my neck of the woods, where there's a lot of roots on the trails and stuff like that, it's also impact protection.
Yeah.
You're not rattling that. The bike is hard, yourself is hard. You're not getting those really harsh impacts. You're just mostly absorption's happening in the tire and the insert. Oh, night rides. My tip is, if you haven't been out for a night ride on a gravel bike,
do it.
Go on a night ride.
Yeah, good lights.
It's great light. You gotta have good lights. And the thing about night riding is, even if you know the route, it feels brand new.
Do you take a sleeping bag with you?
No, I don't get too carried away. If I'm gone all night, then no one will be there to deal with the kids in the morning. So I got to get back.
So there, get out for a bike ride, but don't forget your kids.
Yeah, I mean, look, where I live, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock, so night ride could be before dinner. And it's, it doesn't have to be, the thing I've realized is like, you don't have to go halfway across the world in search of some fabulous place. You don't need to go ride in the Alps. With a gravel bike, you can go out your back door and you can find some sense of adventure really close to your home. And if you're doing the same loop over and over again, do it at night and mix it up. Yeah, we're on 6 now. If
Right,
I got
so
a 6th.
7.
No, wait, we're on 6.
Right,
We're
number
on 6.
6. Come on, give me a 6.
With gravel bikes, don't feel compelled to shave your legs.
Which I've noticed you haven't.
Yeah, it takes time, and I don't have time. I got 2 kids.
Well, it takes time to grow it takes time to shave.
Both things are true.
Right.
Yeah, but they're like built-in leg warmers. You don't have to worry about doing extra laundry.
Save on razors.
Let's
Can we
pretend.
get to 10?
Let's pretend we're on 8 and we'll get to 10.
All right, number
8.
Tip number 7, skip number 7, go to number 8.
There are numbers.
Which is lucky because if there's people watching this in, I think, is it Taiwan? Is it number 7's unlucky?
Number 8 is don't slam that stem. Road bike special, right?
Yeah.
Pick a comfortable position. If you're going to be riding gravel, you're going to be doing it all day, presumably. And so, like, why not pick a position that, you can just hang out in and, not slip your, L5. It's, we're getting older. It's easier to make these injuries happen.
I can see the gray hair.
To number 9, bring your kids with you. Okay, so, my kids aren't quite old enough to ride bikes by themselves on the trail. If your kids are, great, bring them along for the adventure. If it slows you down, so what? Like these are experiences that if you share them with your kids and they see how excited you get about it, they're gonna wanna partake. That makes them, especially if you're out, riding in the woods, out in nature, it's gonna make them, stewards of those sort of natural habitats for life, and it's gonna make an impression on them as to sort of, what it feels like to be free, for a lack of a better word. It's again, like we all got into cycling for that sort of taste of freedom, and there's no place you feel that more than when you're kind of out, away from traffic, town, the busyness of life.
Is that something your parents did with you, or is it just something you've learned?
My dad did it a bit with me, but yeah, there weren't as many trails on the island back at that time. Of course, the roads were a lot quieter too, so it was easier to ride on the roads. And I grew up riding to, my daughter goes to the same elementary school I did, and I grew up riding to that elementary school, when I was just a little bit older than her, so hopefully she'll do the same.
Awesome. We've made it to 10. Or have we made it for 10? Have you got a 10th one?
The 10th one would be gravel riding has been a way for me to reconnect with some friends that I got into cycling with who didn't necessarily go down the pro road path.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of brought me full circle back to a friend group that was there when I discovered bikes, and seeing how differently each of those individuals uses bikes. A lot of them are super creative people, so maybe they're making their own handlebars, or using the bike as a way of commuting or transportation, or maybe they're just getting out and exploring. But it's been a way for me to sort of rekindle those friendships and like still connected through the bike. So I think that it's a more sort of inherently inclusive platform. So yeah, maybe instead of reaching out to your riding buddies, reach out to an old friend who maybe doesn't ride as much, and see if they want to join you. Make it an escape in a positive way.
Mate, that is a lovely note to finish on. I'm going to let you go and put some socks on because we're going out now.
Oh, we don't believe in those.
Tip number 11, don't wear socks.
I only wear them on the bike. Everywhere else, they don't exist.
You're a harder man than me, that's for sure. I've got the old boots on. Right, there we have it, Kiel's 11.5 tips or something like that about gravel riding. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I know I have. I've enjoyed doing it. Cheers, mate. That's been awesome.
Been good.
Let's get to the restaurant.
Yeah, we got fried octopus to eat.
Have we?
Yeah, it's really good. Like we had second rounds. I mean, there's a lot of good seafood where I live. This was,
Primo.
yeah, primo.
Right, we're out of here. Thanks for watching.